Hi, today's date is May 1st, 2019. For today's video source inspection, we're filming a fully refurbished 270S model spin rinser dryer. Just the head assembly, no poly today. Due to confidentiality reasons, I will not share my customer's name with you, but I'll say their internal PO number and general location so they can locate this on our SciTech YouTube channel. The customer is in Texas and their PO number is 451-374-8930. One more time, 45 13 74 89 30. Okay, before we get started and talking about the recipe and what we're going to run and starting the tool, let's open up the door. Just make sure system is ready. We have nitrogen coming into the bowl. What we will be working with today is, we actually have 24 wafers. We have one slot open. Customer did not send in their controller or their LC4. We are using our Slick Device S1 controller to run the head assembly though, and we will be sending them information on the controller. The recipe we will be running today is a 30-second rinse at 500 RPMs, followed by a 10-second purge at 1800 RPMs, then a 90-second dry one also at 1800 RPMs, before we slow it down to 500 RPMs for 230 seconds. This is so our dryers can do the work. Our heaters, excuse me, after slinging off water in our high RPM dry one. I'm going to discuss the refurbishment process, our spare parts and service support, and other equipment we can provide at SciTech while we show that this tool is ready to go. So let's begin. Okay, as you can see, things are a little tight here in final test. We have a lot of tools here. We're getting plenty of shipments out. Different tools in different states, getting ready to go. So I am standing in the corner here, awkwardly close to the tool. So far, the tool's running smoothly. You can see by looking at the window that we have a lot of water. No complaints here. A lot of happy customers come to SciTech, and we're excited to get our tools out to them. So we're in our rinse. This is a 30-second. We have about 10 seconds left before we speed it up and go into our purge. Where to begin? Let's talk about our refurbishment process at SciTech. Every single rinser dryer, or SRD for short, that is sent into SciTech goes through the same extensive refurbishment process. First, we take the SRD and break it down all the way to the component level. From here, we chemically clean and electropolish all metal parts and fully test and inspect every part for function. Once parts are prepped, we then start building the head assembly from the ground up. You can hear that we're now purging, and shortly we'll be in our dry one. You see the droplets just kind of spinning. We're no longer rinsing. You'll see less and less droplets as we go through this recipe. Nice and smooth, even at 1800 RPMs. Okay, so building the SRD from the ground up. Once we have the SRD completely rebuilt, that's when we place it in our dry quality control checkpoint. This is where we fully test the rinser dryer minus facilities. No facilities are installed in our dry checkpoint. Once the tool passes our dry test, we then install facilities and test it out in our wet QC checkpoint. So we're in our dry one. We have, I'm going to check down below, just under a minute left, 45 seconds to be exact. Once we're passing our wet quality control check, we then put the rinser dryer in our final test. The final configuration for this tool is as you see it. The customer in Texas sends us head assemblies only, no controllers, no amps. Sometimes they'll send us the controller or the amp if they want us to evaluate that as well, but in this case they did not. We have a SciTech amp, SciTech ribbon cable, and SciTech Slick Device controller installed for this video. The last part of our final test is our video source inspection. Some customers like to approve that their tool is running how they want it before we ship. Others just say, send us the video, but don't stop shipping it. Get it out right away because there's deadlines that need to be met. Also, we do over 50 various process recipes at different speeds. This is what we call burn-in testing, so we can ensure the tool is ready for plug-and-play installation in our customers' fabs. So we just slowed way down. We're in our dry 2. We're now really letting our heater cartridge and blankets do the drying of the wafers versus slinging water off as fast as we can at a high RPM. This is going to be a 3-minute, almost a 4-minute cycle for this step of the recipe. So now you understand our refurbishment process. I'm going to discuss our spare parts and service. I'm actually our spare parts and service manager. If you want to see our entire spare parts catalog, please visit our website, www.sitechprocess.com, where you can see a full listing of our spare parts and equipment. If you have any questions or you're not sure what part you need to fix an issue with your SRD, give us a call at 916-797-9000. If you know what you need, you can send us an RFQ at our website, www.sitechprocess.com, or email us direct. Our email address is sales@sitechprocess.com. Okay, so parts and service. We can supply 100% of the spare parts and services necessary to upkeep your semi-tool spin rinser dryers. Parts that we repair include controllers such as 228, 328, PSC 101, and 102 controllers, amps including the LC4s and LC5s. We rebalance rotors. We also rebuild or repair motors. Doesn't matter if you have a brush type motor or a brushless. If you have a brushless, it's only if you have an S model. If you have an ST or an F model, it's going to be a brush type. But we could fix either of them. We will sell those parts in refurbished or new condition. Give us a call to figure out what you need to buy, and we'll get you set up with a motor, amp, or controller replacement. The Slick Device controller that's running this tool right now is compatible with all F model and S model spin rinser dryers from Semi-Tool. We can replace 101 controllers or 102s. For the 102s, you do need to make a little change to your poly if you have poly, because the Slick Device shares the exact same dimensions as the PSC 101 casing. Parts that we supply that are a little smaller components of the rinser dryer. We have the windows, the door seals, the door switches, start and stop switches, solenoid valves, ACR valves, pressure switches, N2 filters, heater cartridges, anti-static modules, heater blankets, tachometers, rotor stop positioners, isolation grommets, anything you can think of, we can supply for your spin rinser dryer. This is because Sitech is the worldwide leader in spare parts and service. Okay, we're still running smooth. I'm going to check the heat. Don't want to touch it, but that is hot. The blanket is also hot. I'm going to check our time down below. We have about 2 minutes left. As you can see, if you look a little closer at the window, we now have less than 10 drops of water. We're probably going to be down to 1 or 2 by the end of this recipe. Okay, now I've discussed our refurbishment process as well as our spare parts and service. Let's dive into equipment. Customers are often surprised to hear that we supply more equipment than remanufactured spin rinser dryers. We can supply a multitude of other wafer fab equipment for the wet process area. Equipment that we can sell to our customers includes HTC 8010s, 8020s, and 8030s box washers. We also sell the mass cleaners such as the K&S and Ultra T models. We can provide metrology tools including profilometers, ellipsometers, resistivity, and more. We provide barrel ashers and etchers, YES ovens, as well as a variety of microscopes. As you can see, we're also a trailblazer in the equipment outside the rinser dryer for your fabs. Okay, so we're nice and smooth. We're getting heat. We're getting pretty close here. We have just about 50 seconds left. Right now, it would not be safe to open the door to this spin rinser dryer. You can cause damage to your bowl. What we want is when the clock hits 0, we're going to start ramping down from 500 RPMs all the way to 0. Usually around 75 RPMs, you'll hear the rotor stop positioner in the back of the tool fire. The rotor will teeter-totter until it lands in the 12 o'clock position. It still isn't safe to open the door yet then because you need to have no air in the door seal. The door seal has to completely deflate or else we're causing damage and you're calling Sitech to get some parts and service, which we could help you with, by the way. But we're going to patiently wait. Once the clock strikes 0, we'll know. If you look at our windows, I'm counting 2 drops of water. Okay, clock's at 0. We're ramping down. You'll hear the air. RSP just fired. Next will be the door seal deflating. You'll hear it release. It's a little different noise. There it is. So let's open the door and see what we got going on. We have warm nitrogen purging into the bowl. Residual droplets of water in the bowl. This is a good thing. You don't want to dry your bowl until it's bone dry, because if you have a bone dry bowl, particle is going to be more attracted to your product when you pull it out of the rinser dryer. Alright, from here, Our 24 wafers and cassette are completely dry. What that means is we just had a successful process run, which the Slick Device controller had a message that said you just ran a successful recipe before I opened the door. It was down below so you couldn't see it, but it's the smartest controller on the market. Give us a call at 916-797-9000. We'll tell you all about it. We'll send you any information you want to see. We could even do a quick ROI calculation to show you how much money you'd be saving by installing the controller. It has nitrogen savings. Anyways, we'll save that conversation for when we get on the phone. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching today's inspection.